Welcome everybody to another episode of F That Job, the show where you air out your workplace grievances. It's a show about shitty jobs, the people who work them, and the people who escape them. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Rashawn P.
Chad.
And welcome to another episode. So, Chad, what we got today? I think very very important message.
Yeah.
About different options as far as like in career choices, right?
Yeah.
Different there's so many different avenues, right? So, we talk about use your PTO, we talk about getting out of a job that you don't like, right? Getting out of a shitty job, escaping that, right? But sometimes you can create your own job, right? So there's entrepreneurship, but it's also, you don't have to go to college to get that, to get into that career. Sometimes, there's different trades. And I think that's something that's very like lost in, in today's world.
Yeah, it's tons of different roads to success. You don't gotta take that traditional route if that's not what fits you. And that might not be the exact route that the caller took, but it's an option that they express and we gotta go into depth with. But
Right.
I think without further ado, we might as well just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, y'all. So we're here today with our today's guest, today's caller. We was discussing right before we started recording. It's been a Wilson Wildcat reunion on the show like the whole time. Like
you already know.
We got another Wilson alumni, former teammate of mine. We actually went to college together. It was my college roommate, my first semester in freshman year in college. We was roommates. Yeah, so go back a long time. Welcome to the show, Adi.
What's up? Way back, my boy. How you, man?
I'm all right, man. How you living? I see you got a new baby daughter. How's she doing?
Oh man, she going crazy. She was just up on the floor, just going crazy with her brother. Got to put them kids to bed. Seriously. What's up, Rashawn? How you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Nice to hear that you're doing good. It's been a while since I've seen each other since we spoke. So.
Oh yeah. I love what y'all doing here. I had to hop on and give a little knowledge of my work experiences.
So let's get right in.
Get right into it. So whatever. You said you had a story for us. What's going on?
Crazy, man. It's a crazy one, right? So keep it real. This is around about the time when we left Mansfield, and you know what went down at Mansfield when we had to dip out of there, right? So I get back to the Rock, and I'm like, man, I need something to do. I need something. You know what I mean? I'm just, going through the motions, waiting to go to school, all that. So, all right, let me go to this little temp agency, see what they got. Little factory joint. So they got me placed into this factory place. I ain't gonna say no names, I think it was located out in Gates, I believe, right? At that time. So it was cool, starting off, basically the job is, you load the little plastic pellets into the machine and spit it into a mold. You get a little plastic part, it opens up, you gotta stick your hand in there, pull it out. Pretty easy, pretty basic. I was like, all right, this is cool. Until I started seeing stuff. And stuff was catching my eye, and I was like, nah, I can't be in here that much longer. Like, you talk to these machine technicians, and you look at their hands like, hey, what the hell happened to your hand? You know what I mean? And they tell you these horror stories, these crazy horror stories. Oh, yeah, I was standing where you were standing. I stuck my hand in the machine, and it just started spewing out plastic on my hand. I just look at him with a dumb face, like, you were standing where I was standing? Why are you still here? That's my first thing. Why are you still here? And telling me he had to get skin graft from his leg to his hand. I'm like, okay, all right, cool, whatever. I'm a big
skin
fan.
graft, so that means it burned the skin off of his body, and he's still working.
Bro, if you saw his hands, I don't know how they still work. Like for real, like keeping it real. And he was only one of 3 people I've encountered with that, and they told me similar. One guy, the whole machine just malfunctioned and smashed his hand in the mold. And these molds are a couple tons. Huge mold. So I'm like, all right, this is around, I say January of '07, right? I was like, okay.
So wait, before you go on, I just want to kind of put, because you kind of glazed over it. I just want to put people
Yeah.
in the mind state of like where you was at when you was working this job. So you mentioned Mansfield. So we both graduated from Wilson. We played football at Wilson. We both got recruited and went out to Mansfield, Pennsylvania to go to Mansfield University to play football. We
Yeah,
played through.
beautiful time out there.
It was a great time out there. You know, I was a freshman, true freshman, started every single game. I balled my ass off. I was that nigga
All
there.
day, all day. You balled all day.
You should have been
Bro,
on the field with us, but you was academically ineligible.
you knew what they could. I was scout team
Hey,
all star. You remember the
kicking,
scout team? Stop
kicking,
playing.
kicking niggas' asses every day in practice.
Yo,
Because what time? Wait, hold on, real quick. What time is it? Oh, you remember? This nigga used to be kicking their ass in practice. Like, what time is it? It's Adi time. Like, yo, but
yo, I forgot about that. Yeah,
but
yeah.
they
Coach was gonna beat my ass, and he didn't. He
yo
loved it.
they ended up canceling the football program. They cut the football team from the school. So I transferred out to another school where I ended up graduating. You went back home, and so this is where you at right now. Just left school,
Yeah.
working in this fucking factory with a bunch of motherfuckers with skin grafts and deformed
all
heads.
type of deformities, and they telling you that they were standing exactly where you are when they got that deformity. Okay, go
And
ahead.
I don't know why they were still there. So yeah, so that's what the mindset I was at. I needed something, you know what I mean? So I'm in there, had a couple buddies in there, you know, we all chopping it up and I'm telling them like, man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. And my manager loved me. She loved me. She's like, yo, you were one of the best workers. I was like, yeah. Like, so like I said, this is a temp job, right? Um, so you kind of work your way up to getting hired full time with the company, right? So my boss, she's kind of spitting it at me, and I'm kind of in one ear, out the other, because I know I'm out the door. I just wanted to get through the summer. I was going to MC Squared that coming fall, MCC. I'm sorry, MCC. That coming fall, I was like, I'm about to get back to school. I don't. That's fine. I'll entertain it, but I already know what my plan was. So fast forward a little bit, and I talked to the big boss. He called me up to his office. He was like, "Hey, Adi, I like what you're doing. You know, keep doing it. And I kind of want to bring you on permanent. How that sound?" With a big smile on his face, like he's giving me, you know, rose-colored shit. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, you know what? Honestly, this is my path. This is what I want to do. I really just want to finish out the summer here, you know, and I plan on going back to school. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate how much you trusted me, but I'm gonna have to decline that. I'm just gonna finish it out. He said, "You know what? I like that. Okay, yeah, no problem. You know what? That's a good man. I expect that you're going back to school and all this." I'm like, "All right, cool." So coming up in June, right? I took a day off for my birthday. I remember this day. It was a Friday, and I told my manager that, hey, yep, I got Friday off, my birthday. I'm about to have a nice little weekend, blow my whole check. I swear, I was like, you know, I don't care. I come back. I'm 18 at the time, so I really didn't mind it. You know what I mean? So, um, she's like, cool, yeah. So you got the day off with the PTO in, everything's all good. I'll see you on Monday. I leave Thursday, day off Friday. I come back Monday. My man, I'm looking at the board because when you walk in, right, you got to go look at this board. It tells you what machine you are from 1 through 16.
Yeah.
16 is the hardest, so I always know I'm there. So I didn't see my name on the board. I'm like, all right, something strange about this one. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna do miscellaneous shit, stack boxes. Sometimes you had days like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is where I'm at. Like, she was like, and we used to always joke like this. Like, anytime I have a miscellaneous day, like you're in the clean room, you're not on the board. So you're in the clean room, sterile, yep, get dressed up, suited up. So we used to always joke like, oh, you got fired. Yeah, you got fired. So I'm like, Denise, where my name at? What I'm doing today? She's like, Adi, what are you even doing here? I'm like, Denise, stop playing with me. Like, where my name at? She's like, I got the call on Friday that you've been terminated. I'm like, well, I wasn't here Friday. I swear I felt like Craig from Friday. I was like, that was my day off. I was like, I wasn't even here. She's like, I know. Like, I really don't understand. They give me no reason. He just called down and said, yeah, Adi's done today. This is his last day. Well, I told him yesterday that I wanted to finish out the summer and this is my place. Like, I don't know what's going on, but my job said, fuck me after I said, fuck them. Like, legit. And I'm sitting. So when that shit happened, it was the loneliest walk back to the cafeteria because I had to call my mom at that time. Like, yo, mom, like, I just got fired.
Come pick me up.
Yo, she's like, when you get fired? I'm like, Friday. You're like, you wasn't there Friday. I know. Like, what's going on? Like, you come get me. Like, hopefully she ain't fired. She just dropped me off. Excuse me. So I'm sitting in the cafeteria, and I was a dickhead when I did this. So I see my boss, the big boss, walk by. So I said, "What up, boss? I mean, ex-boss." Yo, he looked my way and just put his head down and just walked away. I was like, "Yo, man, you know what? Yo, I thought I was good. I thought I was going like, all right, yeah, he liked what I said. He was all, you know, I like that. Shook my hand and all this. Snake, though. That boy, little Napoleon ass was a snake. Man. I don't know if you ever had that, but yeah, fuck that job, and the job said fuck me too. So, but it was a blessing though, because I didn't want to stay there no way. Keep it real.
Let me ask you a question. That at any point when you was in there and you seeing all these people who probably done been there for years and years and years with these battle scars from working a shitty ass factory job, did at any point you get that kind of like flash in your mind, like, damn, this could be me in 20 years if I don't get my shit right? Like, I could still be in here with fucking
Let me,
bruises
let
all
me,
over my head.
so let me put you in perspective. So my uncle, my mom's brother, actually started working at that factory. And like when I knew my uncle, he's a tall dude, burly, you know what I mean? Like, yo, he was just like, you know what I mean, as a kid, like, damn, that's I'm tired, you know what I mean? I see him in the factory, he slunched over and got a lint. And Mark, his word was, I don't want to see you here because you will end up like me. And that's where saw my future. Because like, I mean, you know, I look like my mom, so I look like hell, and I saw myself. I saw that, and it's crazy that you brought that up. I saw myself right there, and I said, "Damn, Uncle Ty, you right. You know, let me change some things up. I can't be here for 20 years like you have. You know." So yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
So
That was a big factor with of you know I was like, man, I can't stay. I could have made that decision to stay there and be full time there. It had a little pay bump, had my benefits and whatnot, but it wasn't worth it. 100%.
so what's the steps you took next? So did you did you end up at MCC? What happened after that?
Bro, let's not talk about HUC, man. Yeah, I went to that track. All right.
Hold on, because I'm
I
an
went to that
MCC
track.
alumni. I made it
You
through.
know what? Yo, you made it through, and yo, 100% congrats. Even my fiance made it through, but I was a little knucklehead,
At that
right?
age, at
Like
18, it is a trap.
at
I didn't make it at
at
18.
18, yeah, at 18, it was a trap for me. Like you know, Chad, you know me, and you know I can get caught up, you know. But I did take those steps to change that around, and you know what? And I'm in a better place now. You know what I mean? Way better place.
That's good to hear. So let me ask you this. What advice would you give to young people, working summer jobs, working, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of times those are the type of positions that, 18, 19-year olds, like fresh out of high school, home for the summer or college, that's the kind of stuff they got to get into. Because, a lot of places not going to hire you, for no decent job like when you that young. So
Right.
what advice, what did you learn from that situation? And what advice would you give to kids that's out there trying to get jobs right now?
And
The biggest.
also
Oh, go ahead.
like, they come home, they work those jobs, right? And then you can get stuck
Hmm.
into like, I'm 18, 19 years old. I'm making money now full time. This is the most money that I've had on my own. So you get stuck into that trap like, oh damn, like damn, I'm getting money. Like I don't really want to write papers and essays no more. I could just be getting this money. So yeah, what advice and what would you say to them to not get kind of caught up in that trap? Because you obviously saw yourself like, nah, this ain't it for me.
So two things about that I'll say. If you, it's always going to be that time where you need something, but use it as a stepping stone. Use it to catapult yourself to something else. You know, take what you get from that job, but keep actively looking until you find not a job but a career. And that's the biggest thing. And that's the biggest like perception about it is that every job isn't a career. Some jobs are meant to be there to, see what's out there and gain that experience because those places got a whole huge turnover. So they're not going to miss you when you're gone. So
In fact,
use that opportunity as a stepping stone and gain that experience. So when that next place come around, I use stuff from all my jobs and my current job. You know what I mean? All my gain experience from that because it always come around at some point. You know what I mean? Not right away, but it does. And another thing, and I'm gonna say for the young kids, look, and this is something that I took. My father used to spit this in my ear. And Chad, my father, he Ray Bans on 24/7 roster. You know what I mean? You don't like school, get a trade. And
yeah,
I'm an advocate for it, like for real, because like that could turn into a career. I didn't take that route, and sometimes I look back at it and said, "Dang, if I did take that route at 18, coming out the gate at 18, man, you can make some serious bank and have a great career, and
bro.
you can really move up."
So listen to this, right? I remember, like, we went to high
Mhm.
school together. We know what kind of students we was. I remember after my
Yep.
junior year, it might have been like the beginning of my senior year, junior year. I remember my dad was like, "You need to," he was like, "You need to come over to the house and I need to talk to you." I'm like, "What you need?" He's like, I didn't notice, but he had called the school and had them start mailing him a copy of my report card. So it wasn't just going to my house; it was going to his house too.
Oh,
So I didn't know that he was
man.
because he'd be like, "How your grades looking? Oh, they good. They all right. They straight. What you got? Some C's here, some blah blah." He's like, "Yo, you are failing classes." He was like, "You are like." He's like, "I know you just not applying yourself. You're not dumb. Like you gotta like apply yourself. Do like." Well, gave me the whole spiel. But the thing that stood out to me, and I was pissed when he said this, he was like, "You don't want to go to college?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to college to play football." He was like, "Maybe you need to just sign up for Job Corps, get a trade." And I felt so disrespected in that moment. Like, man,
Yo,
you know who I am. Like, don't disrespect me. Tell me
bruh,
to go to Job Corps. Like,
me
bro,
too.
like, do
Me
not
too.
disrespect me. Like, like, I'm going to college to play football. Like, that's all I care about is playing football in college. I don't even care about the college part. I just want to go to college to play football. And like, that's what I'm about to
Hmm.
do. And I felt so disrespected. But now, as an adult, I'm like, yo, if I had that skill now,
Man,
as an adult,
yeah,
like, it doesn't matter what your job is. You always gonna have that skill.
Exactly.
you're gonna have
You
it. You're,
go.
you're gonna. You,
Go ahead.
now go ahead. No, I was saying like, yeah, you have that skill, and that's the biggest thing. Like, it doesn't matter if you have a job in that field. As long as you have it, you have something under your belt. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? That you could actually master, and that you probably got into your own place. You know what I mean? You could make renovations your own self. So
yeah.
having that skill it can be vital. It could be.
Yeah, anybody could take your job away from you. They can't take your experience and your skill away. So if you got a skill that you can monetize, you can always go into business for yourself. You know how to lay drywall. You know how to, masonry. You know how to do electrician stuff. A plumber, like
Right. You a
you don't.
painter. Like you know
You're a
how to
painter.
yep,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't need to like go fill out an application and job hunt. Like you can go
No,
get a
no.
DBA
You
and be like, what I mean? Doing that
contract it out yourself. Like
exactly,
for real, you own your own business at the point when you have a skill trick. You own it, you know.
exactly.
So when they're looking for those general contractors, that's who's gonna get the you. You may get that bid because you're out there, and that's your company. So that's all profit for you. So don't feel kids out there. Don't feel disrespected when somebody say, "Hey, maybe a trade is good." Because I felt the same way. My pop sat me down and said, "How do you feel about doing a trade?"
Yeah,
And I felt like you said, I'm a football player. And I think that's what really took me out of MCC because I didn't have that football to hold me. Because
yeah,
that's what held me through high school. It held me. It cradled me. It made me want to go to play football every Saturday morning. Every morning. That's what I love to do. So, no, that's crucial. And one thing my pops always told me, and I see it now, when you're 18, 19, 20, your window of opportunity is so wide open. So wide open.
Exactly.
But once you hit 25, it shrinks. It shrinks. You hit 30, oh, it doubles. And it keeps shrinking.
Yeah.
So, man, listen, get it when you're young. Get it when you're young because soon that time will fly. And we've seen it. We've seen it fly. You know what I mean?
For sure.
We're talking right now, and like, man, yesterday we was walking down the hall. We
Exactly.
was acting stupid. We was making stupid videos on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like crazy stuff. Like, so seize the day, seize your opportunities when you're young, for sure.
That's a gem. I'm glad you brought that up. And then and just to kind of
Mhm.
piggyback and harp on that a little bit more, you know, the skilled trades, there's tons of jobs out in the skilled trades nowadays because a lot of those people who was carpenters, electricians, plumbers, all of that stuff,
They're
who
older.
had those trades, they older now,
Yep.
they retiring, and there's tons of space to be filled for those. So even if you're not young, if you're just looking for a career change, go out there and find somewhere there where you can learn how to be you know what I mean, taking a print. You might not be able to take an apprenticeship, but like take a job as a general laborer on a construction site. You know what I'm saying? Work your way up, learn the skills. I've honestly considered it multiple times just because I feel like learning how to like frame a house. You know what I mean? Some shit like that would be like
Right.
a good skill to have and a good skill to know.
Or even, a couple years ago, like I got my roof done on my house,
Yeah.
right? And like it's just that conversation. Like I went to a couple different companies to see like, okay, like what does this cost? And like that conversation, they casually, oh yeah, $12,000. Oh, your size roof, yeah, 12,000,
Yeah.
13. Somebody
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I met somebody, yeah, I'll do it for 10.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, that's a regular conversation that they just roll up. Are the materials going to cost that much? Absolutely not. And it was done in 3 days,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
like that's like so now you're done in 3 days, right? Let's say you do 4 houses in a month. Like you're good. You're good, and
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
you made more money than I make.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So don't ever again like don't ever feel like that's downplaying you or that's like disrespecting you because it's like those things are needed. We always gonna live in houses. We always need electricians. We always need roofers. We always need painters, plumbers. Like we always need that stuff.
100%. And this construction boom has been lasting since what, about 2017? And it's not going to stop. And I've been seeing reports that construction's it's still on an uptick. So for HVAC, contractors,
HVAC, yeah,
electrician,
yeah.
plumber, like all that is going to stay for a very long time. And that is going to be a cash cow for a lot of people. And I like Chad, like you said, I've contemplated about going back just because I still have a little window, you know what I mean, to stick my big ass leg through. But you know what I mean, like you gotta take that step. You know what I mean? You gotta take that step to do it. But when you're young, take advantage. If you don't like school, don't work a dead end job. If you do, and I'm not gonna say every job is a dead end job. You're gonna gain experience. Let's put that there. You're gonna always gain experience, but don't become stagnant. And don't become that person that's gonna hop from factory to factory and not figure out what you want to do. You know what I mean? So that's just a couple words of advice.
That was good words of advice. That was good gems you just dropped. And that was a much needed conversation for people to hear out there.
Yeah, I don't think we've had that
Oh,
conversation
absolutely.
yet.
We haven't at all. No.
Yep.
So like even some
Yeah.
listeners, the viewers out there, if your window is closed, but you know some young people, put this bug in their ear and maybe, they could not make the same mistakes that we made growing up. But man,
Absolutely.
100% appreciate you calling into the show. We gotta get up. It's been a minute. We gotta get up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. You gotta come see the little Rugrats too, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I see your Uncle Chad.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
playing. And you already know football session's coming in a couple more years, man. We're gonna put that boy to the test.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
You already know. Now I appreciate both of y'all. I like what y'all doing here, man. It's a great show.
Thank you.
You know, I always tune in.
Appreciate you,
Oh,
man.
for
Thank
sure. You already know.
All right.
you. All right.
All right, fellas.
All right. All right, so that episode took a little bit of a turn, right? Like we wasn't really expecting it to get in kind of deep like that. We thought he was just coming on to, talk about a funny story, but seems to be like kind of par for the course on a lot of our episodes with a lot of our guests. Is we start out kind of humorous, but they always ended up dropping a couple gems on us.
Yeah, he definitely has some bars there. And again, right? It seems to be like that common thing, and I think we talked about it in the last episode where the manager, right?
Yeah,
like the supervisor in the manager position at a job, like it's always, those seem to be the reasons why people say F that job. And in his case, the job said F him,
well,
right?
yeah.
So, and that just seemed to be a thing. So for everybody out there in a manager position, in a supervisor position, do better. Like do better at like leading your team. And you also like, because you got a job to do also, but you can't do it without the team, right?
Exactly.
So like, what I mean, lead your people to the promised land, man.
So how about this for a call to action in the comments? If you are in middle management, upper management, if you a boss, an entrepreneur, you got workers up underneath you, leave us a comment. Tell us about what it's like running a team, what it's like managing a bunch of different personalities. Because from the point of view of the employee, don't nobody like y'all asses.
Like
Don't nobody like y'all.
seem like about 85% of the time you are not liked.
So y'all call in, or I'm sorry, y'all comment, and then maybe we could reach out to y'all and have y'all call in and tell y'all a story about what it's like to be a manager.
Or and also like in that episode, like from that call, he he touched on some things that was like important, right? He dropped those jewels about like finding your own path.
Yeah,
Don't get stuck into working that dead end job. Like, and if you are in that dead end job, or if you're in that job that you just don't like learn a skill, learn something from that, take something from that, and make it work for you. I think that was something that was very important
yeah.
that shouldn't be
Don't want to gloss over that.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure. But that's been another episode. You know what I mean? Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Make sure y'all communicate with us on Facebook, on Instagram, commenting. Um, make sure that y'all are leaving reviews on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. Damn, I don't want to steal nobody's shit.
Yo, and
I was about to say, if you ever listen to Bomani Jones is the Right Time with Bomani Jones sports podcast, he say leave 5 stars. If you leave 4 stars, I'm inclined to believe that you're a hater. It don't take no effort to give us 5 stars.
yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. I mean, why not, right? Like, what else are you doing that you just like? Oh, I'm gonna give them 4 instead of 5, right? Like, if you get 4, like 4 is good, right?
Yeah, but that
Just do 5.
might as well do 5.
And
Like, what did we really do not to earn that extra star?
you may not be being a hater, but to me that says you're petty.
No,
If
if you petty like that, you a hater.
True.
Exactly. But make sure you use your PTO.
And F with us.
F with us.